So one thing that always comes up when it comes to real estate marketing is real estate SEO, right? People ask, even, what is real estate SEO? How do I rank my website higher? How do I get more organic leads? All of these things, and another million questions. So we could probably spend about 6 days talking about real estate SEO, or really there could be an entire college course just on real estate SEO. But I'm gonna just kind of go through the basics, right? So when it comes to real estate SEO, there's two main things that come into play. So the first rule that I heard when studying SEO, way back 20 years ago, copy is king, right? When it comes to any SEO, and definitely including real estate SEO, you absolutely need to have a lot of copy. And one of the things that I've found more and more is the longer the copy, the higher we rank. Now, let me tell you, I personally find that incredibly annoying. I'm sure you've noticed that if you go on and you Google, I want a pumpkin pie recipe, you have to read about someone's first trip to a pumpkin patch, how they felt when they were on a beach thinking about a pumpkin. What if there was a pumpkin floating in the ocean, right? I think recipes is something that we're all used to, that we get to see this horribleness of what the SEO world has become. But at any rate, you can't beat it. So you really want to come up with very solid copy when you're trying to rank a page, but you also want to come up with very long copy. So you want to do whatever research you can. You want to include images, and you want to make that copy as easy to read as possible while being long, right? So you want to make sure that you're using H1 tags, H2 tags, and that it's laid out. Another great thing to do when it comes to your copy is to include questions. I'm sure you've noticed on Google that when you Google a question, it has like an accordion, right, of all of the similar questions and the answers and all that. So you want to try to include questions and answer those questions in a manner that Google can easily see, and that's where your heading tags come into play. One of the words that just popped out of my mouth is research. So before you start doing anything related to real estate SEO or any SEO, you want to make sure that you're doing good keyword research. There are a few tools to use. One is SEMRush. The one that I use the most lately is called Ahrefs, right? Ahrefs. It's decently priced. I want to say $100-ish a month. And it lets you do the keyword research. It lets you track your keywords to see how you're doing, look at competitors and all that. I found it's a pretty well-rounded tool without being tons of money. So I like Ahrefs. But so yeah, you want to do your research. You want to make sure that in that copy that you're really honing in on only a couple of keywords. It used to be that the rule was all about, just one keyword. More and more, I find that doing a couple keywords is a fine strategy. You really want, honestly, I'd say on, if you're going for a blog post that you're trying to rank, like 1,500 plus words. I know it sounds like a lot. ChatGPT can be very useful for helping to blow some of this stuff out. Another way to really get a lot of content when you're going for that very, just large number of words is I'll use like rev.com, which is a transcription service, and there's a bunch of these out there, but they do a pretty good job where I'll just ramble on like I am right now, into a microphone, record it, and then I'll take the transcription that rev.com creates and I'll put that into ChatGPT, and I'll have it kind of blow out what it is that I'm saying, and you can use that to then build more copy. So, you can even have it add in headings, all that kind of stuff. Definitely something cool to play with on ChatGPT. So rev.com is what I personally use. For the non-human version, it's like really cheap. I want to say, I don't know, less than $1 a minute, maybe 50 cents a minute or something. And so you can take that and then put that right into ChatGPT, because you're putting into ChatGPT anyways, you don't need the perfect transcription. So that's a really good way to get a whole bunch of copy to try to get really strong SEO rankings. The other thing too to consider is doing videos. Someone told me a long time ago when I got started in SEO, you don't want to rank number 1. You want to rank number 1, number 2, and number 5. You want to be all over the place. More and more these days, when you're talking about SEO, you're not just talking about, okay, here's search result 1, this is the website. Search result 2, here's the website. Search result, right? It's not how it works. You're seeing images, you're seeing videos, you're seeing all sorts of different things on what we call a SERP, right? Which is a search engine results page. You see so many different things. You see shopping on one side if there's a product involved, right? So you really want to have a multifaceted approach. So when you're using videos, right, obviously, just like anything else, focusing on search terms, maybe you're embedding that video then into the blog post. You can have a similar blog post to the video. Again, ways to just get the maximum amount of copy. And then for any images in the blog post, make sure that you are optimizing that image. Again, go back to the keyword research. Know what keywords you're targeting, right? This isn't something you do willy-nilly. Know what keywords you're targeting, have original images, and then name those images accordingly. So that means before you upload it, you want to make sure that you actually name the image with the keyword you're targeting. And then you want to use a tool. There's one called TinyPNG to optimize that image so it's not too large because loading speed is important. So you want to optimize that image. And then when you upload it, you want the URL of the image to reflect the keyword. You want the alt text of the image to reflect the keyword. So, again, it goes back to do your research, have a lot of copy, have images, have video, do all the things, right? Again, remember, you want to be all over that search results page. You want to be there just as a website, you want to be there as a video, you want to be there as an image, and you want to be answering questions, right? You want all of those things. So you really want to have incredibly strong copy to rank high for any sort of real estate related page. Also consider that with your IDX pages and all that. You don't just want to have the homes because that creates copy, but also, right, Google knows what that is, right? They know what an IDX site is. So they're going to look at that and they're also going to say, oh, I also see that same content everywhere. It's an IDX site. They know what it is. So you want to make sure that you have strong copy around each one of those neighborhoods if that's how you're doing it, right? If you're doing it by zip code, you want to do it by that. Now you're probably wondering, oh, should I build out my real estate IDX page by zip code, by neighborhood, by city, by school district? The answer is yes. You should be doing all of those things, right? You want to build out any real estate website to get as much copy as possible, as granular as possible. And that's not just for your SEO side of things, right? For your real estate ads, you need that too. Google looks at that also, right? And if you've ever ran, pay-per-click Google ads, you've seen that there's what's called a quality score. A third of the quality score is based on the copy on that page, right? Whatever the landing page is that you're sending people to. So Google's very big on looking at copy and again, just wanting more copy. I wish they didn't. It's annoying. I cannot figure out how to make a pumpkin pie, but that's what Google wants. So that's what Google's gonna get. Once you have all of your pages built and you've done all of your keyword research and you have these pages and they're properly optimized, you've made sure that your images are there, but that you've optimized those as well so that they're not too large. You want your load time to be good. Then you have to start looking at backlinks. So there's two types of backlinks. There's internal backlinks and there's external backlinks. Internal backlinks are links from other pages on your site to other pages on your site. And so what you want to do, keep in mind that when you hear the internet, remember, it wasn't too long ago that it was always called the web, right? I don't think that's used as much anymore, but the internet is supposed to be a web, and that's where all these backlinks come into play. So what that means is things need to link to each other and then also link out. So you want to have pages on your site that are linking to the other pages. And you want to make sure that when you link them, you're using strong what's called anchor text. So the anchor text is like the keyword that you're linking to other pages, whether that's an internal link or an external link. Now, big caveat to all of this, you don't want to go too heavy on anything. You don't want to always use the same anchor text. Everything should look natural, etc. I know, it's all a game. And it really is just that. It's all a game. But so what you want to do is you want to build out lots of copy on other pages, and you want to have links from those pages to your other pages. And you want to make sure that the anchor text reflects what you want to rank for. So let's say that I have a page that is called Real Estate SEO. And I have 5 other blog posts. And I say, hey, I think in these blog posts, I can figure out a way to link back to my real estate SEO page. So on one of those blog posts, I say, not only is Jeff Lilienfeld an expert in real estate direct mail, he's also an expert in real estate SEO. Well, now I take real estate SEO and I link that to my real estate SEO page. But I don't want to just get 1 link from my own site. I want to get 5, right? So on those other pages, maybe I, say real estate search engine optimization, right? And by the way, I find real estate search engine optimization super interesting. And I link real estate search engine optimization back to that. The other thing too is you don't have to keep it that literal either. So maybe I have another page I use anchor text like real estate SEO, well, that would still be literal. So maybe another page I do real estate SEO best practices. And I do something that's a little bit more long form. But maybe on another one, I just do SEO tips, right? So you can do different variations. Again, you want it to A, seem natural, and B, be natural, right? Because at the end of the day too, you do want to keep in mind that if people are reading what it is that you wrote, you don't want it to be crappy. You don't want them to be, bored and annoyed and just be like, oh my God, this is just full of like goggly gook SEO terms. So you do want to make sure that, it's readable, right? That is what it is. It's a blog post. And also keeping in mind more and more, Google, Bing, these search engines are getting smart, right? I mean, they have the same machine learning that we're all out there using and looking at, right? They have ChatGPT too. So they're able to analyze it and sift through the BS more and more. So the last thing I want to talk about is just, real estate SEO versus, paid real estate ads. Because a lot of times people are like, where should I start? So when it comes to SEO, keep in mind that it's a long game, right? It's really, the SEO is the building blocks of wealth, right? Just like direct mail, right? You do SEO, you do direct mail, you do these long-term initiatives to build wealth, right? If I were to find a way to put it. The ads are how you're gonna make your money right now, right? So generally, ads you can get up and running, and if you have a good lead gen website, so generally in real estate, that means you have a forced sign-up lead gen website, and you run ads to it, you can start getting leads now, right? Now, the quality of those leads isn't gonna be the same as SEO leads, and SEO leads aren't gonna be the same as, say, direct mail leads. But ads can get you just going, right? Get you those dopamine hits. Get some leads coming in, start talking to some people. SEO is going to take a little bit longer. It is interesting though, like there are certain industries, or not certain industries, certain geographies where they're less competitive. And I've seen people start ranking for pretty decent search terms, especially those long-tailed search terms, like very quickly, like within a month or two. That's not very typical, but especially if you're in like a more rural area, you might be surprised at how quickly you're able to rank for search terms with, just kind of the most minimal real estate SEO. If you do use a term like Ahrefs or SEMRush, they will give you, Moz is, I guess, the other big one I can think of off the top of my head for SEO research. They each have their own score, but essentially they'll give you a score for your domain, and that's mainly based off of backlinks, and that's kind of how much juice you have. So as you build that score up, you're gonna start ranking more and more. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you need to have decently written copy, a lot of it. You need to add backlinks to that copy, both internal, and then you also need external backlinks. This is where stuff even gets more fuzzy and gray, where people say, don't buy backlinks, right? The reality of it is that these days, most backlinks are coming from really bought backlinks. People can call it whatever they want. You are exchanging money for backlinks. And the way that this happens, that is in the Google-friendly way, is there are services that go out, and if you have a blog, you've been contacted by these services. They say, hey, I want to link my article to your blog post. And a lot of times they'll offer you some sort of fee. It might be an admin fee, whatever. There's a bunch of services out there, and they will help you get backlinks from those. So that's one way to get them. Another kind of quick win on backlinks is to find local organizations. There's also stuff like Better Business Bureau. Those types of organizations do provide backlinks also. You can find lists of different ideas for that out there on the internet. Just Google backlink ideas. But you then need to start getting those external backlinks too. Word to the wise, if something seems spammy and cheap and too good to be true, do not buy it. Do not buy backlinks on Fiverr. Do not do that. You want to make sure that you really are getting quality backlinks, that those backlinks are coming from a reputable source. Because that is looked at, right? Backlinks are not created equal by any stretch of the imagination. And if you've spent a whole lot of time and energy trying to really boost the SEO of your real estate site, and you get a whole bunch of spammy backlinks, your SEO can go to zero, and it can take years to fix that. So don't buy spammy backlinks. You really do want to get, quality backlinks. But kind of like the copy, you got to get a lot of it. So there's always a little bit of a trade-off between quality and quantity. Backlinks are no different, but you do need those. So lots of copy. Make sure that you're linking properly internally. Make sure you're getting a lot of external backlinks. And then also make sure that you end up having strong calls to action. Because at the end of the day, you can drive all the traffic to your site. If you're not telling people what to do, you're not going to go anywhere. So you either need a forced capture site, or you need in your blog post calls to action to call you, email you, have contact forms, have all of those things. And that is how you can get more real estate leads via just really optimizing the SEO on your real estate website.